The student cluster competition is an activity that we've started 2 years ago, so this year is going to be the third competition. The goal of doing the student cluster competition is to bring more universities to learn and experience HPC, to work with industry, companies, to be able to bring the next generations of researchers, scientists, HPC professionals. So you know, very happy to work with ISC to do the competition, to manage the competition. We started 2 years ago and we had 5 university teams. Last year we grew the number to 8. This year we grow the number to 11, and probably we're going to stay in between the 11 to 13 teams. We will not grow more than that. And the reason is we do want to interact as much as possible with the teams and to make sure that they don't only come to compete, but they're also enjoying themselves. So for example, we make sure that everyone has a full conference pass so they can go to watch sessions and see sessions. Unlike some other competitions, the competitions here start in the morning and ends in the evening. And they don't know what's going to be for the next day. And the reason for that is because we want to make sure that the students goes out, drink as much as they want, and they just come back silver in the morning. But we want them to enjoy as well, and to interact with the vendors and to learn more. So that's the goal of the competition. Airbus is the main sponsor for the competition for the 3rd time. So since this session is being recorded, I hope.
Yes.
I want to thank Airbus. Really appreciate all this support. Hopefully they're going to continue with us. We do look for further sponsors because we do want to bring more elements to the university. So I'm calling other companies that would like to participate in sponsoring the competition. Please approach us. Please approach us. You get great benefits, and you're going to get in touch with the next generation of bright students. So please do. For that session, what we wanted to do is to introduce each of the team, and then have each of the team to talk a little bit about the university, what it means for them, what kind of things that they prepare throughout the year. If they have good things, great. If they have also things that they want to share about, the challenges, because I think this is a great place to bring those up too. How it works with the vendors, and what does it give for the students. I think that will be great, and since Rich will post it on Internet HPC, that's going to get to the millions at home. So here's the stage. So there is a random order of the universities here. Apparently, Alex is the first one, and I have the University of Sao Paulo here first. Alex also helped us to manage the HPC Advisory Council conference that we did in Sao Paulo a month ago. So thanks for that. So give me first. This is the first time we have a university from Brazil participating in the competition, and I would like to hear from your side what it means, what made you come to the competition, challenges, and so forth.
Nice to meet you. Good afternoon for everybody. So it's a pleasure to be here. The main motivation for us to come to and participate of the competition was to learn more about HPC. We had, for a long time, HPC in Brazil have been going on, but in the last decade, I think people have focused more on small clusters. And now we are trying to get back to big clusters again because the economy is growing, and so it's requiring more and more computing power. So for us, it was a great opportunity to attract more students to the field of HPC and getting in touch with the vanguard of the field and train some people and start a big program for the University of São Paulo and on the HPC for both research and use. So those were a brief reason for why we came. The university is the biggest one in Brazil. We have, only in São Paulo City, we have more than 10,000 undergrad students. So, and we have on fields related with HPC, we would have something like 5,000 students per year getting inside the university. And so it is a fruitful ground for this kind of investigation. So we are trying to now to build up a big center there and trying to learn here. It was a great experience. And well, I'm pretty sure we most learn than anything else all the time.
Thank you very much, Alex. Second university we have on the list is University of Hamburg. I'm not sure who we're representing here. If you can just introduce yourself and then give your view on the experience so far, what made you come to the competition, and what HPC activity the university is doing in general, and then on the team itself.
My name is Michael from the University of Hamburg, and well, HPC hasn't been a very big part at our university. It basically started with our group in 2010, and yeah, we have a lecture about HPC and thought it would be nice to give the students the chance to actually do this in a more research-oriented environment and not only in our classroom. That was basically the idea.
Okay, I think this is also the first time that you're participating in this competition. So I think it's great to see new universities coming on. I think it also increases HPC activities within the university, so it's a benefit for everyone. Shanghai Jiaotong University, represented by
me. So, good afternoon. My name is Eric. I'm from the HPC Center of Shanghai Jiaotong University, China. And so our machine is quite new. It's just one year old, and it's number one in MUI University of China, and it's based on Kepler accelerator card, and it's our first participation in ISC, but our student participate in ISC'14 and 14 this year. One of our specificity in our center is open madness, and in such a way it was a great opportunity for us to send students abroad, see how is it, how to meet new people and learn about HPC and so on. So that basically the idea.
Thanks. So from China has its own student cluster competition, which is called ASC.
Yes. Yeah.
And then from ASC, which I think there is more university groups that participate in that competition. The organizers there pick the best two teams from China and then send them to here to compete with the international competition. Yeah. So there is two universities, and you are presenting one university coming from the competition in China.
Yes.
The next one is the Center for HPC in South Africa, which actually won the best of competition last year. Who's representing? No one? Okay. I think David was supposed to be here, but or someone. So anyway, that university for us was a great surprise. And they came first time last year, and they managed to win the competition, the overall competition. So it's a great team, and they're also doing their competition in December, local competition. Then pick the best students to send them to Germany. Next one is Tsinghua University, another university from China, one of the two that was picked, and Tsinghua University did win several awards, not only here, but I think in other competitions. Represented by...
Hello. Okay. My name is Chong Chen, and it's really been an honor for me to have this opportunity to participate in this competition. And first of all, I'm sharing the reason why we joined this competition. First one is that with the great development of China economy, there is some concerns related to the environmental problem in China. And in order to solve this kind of problem, we have to, most of the time, physics to manage to simulate this kind of problem in computer, in clusters. So we have this strong part, we do need a strong clusters to process this kind of problem. And so the Chinese government encouraged us, and of course encouraged almost very many high school in China to join this kind of activities. And they keep encouraging us, and of course this is the exterior reason. And for us, most of our teammates are from HPC Center in Tsinghua University, and we think that this is a very precious and great opportunity for us, because we could, because after, most of us are year 4 students, and after we graduated, we will continue our study in the HPC Center, and probably manage this cluster could enhance our skills in managing this high-performance cluster and gain experience. The main challenges for us is that the cooperation, of course, because this is a teamwork. Cooperation would be relatively difficult for Tsinghua students because, well, we like do project individually, so we have a lot of problem in cooperating. And the second is that this year, regrettably, we failed to get some GPU card, and our scheme is pure CPU scheme. So we managed to do some software optimization to get through this difficulty, and hopefully we could get a relatively good results this year. Thank you.
Thank you. And ISC'14 is the company that sponsors both of the teams from China, sponsored their solution and the hardware and coming here to compete. So, definitely would like to thank ISC'14 for doing that
I'm sorry.
for the second, third time. The competition, by the way, is going to start on Monday. So right now the teams are setting up and getting their system up and running and making sure that everything is operating. And sometimes a server can be, could broke on the way here and stuff like that. So they're trying to get everything to set. On Monday, the competition is going to start at 3 p.m. And the way that we start the competition is that from the concept perspective, we create T-shirts. Competition T-shirts for each of the teams, and before the teams can start the competitions, they need to find their T-shirts, and we do hide them on the show floor. So at around 3 p.m. on Monday, you will see around 66 students running like crazy on the show floor trying to find the T-shirts, and before they find the T-shirts, they cannot start the competition. So one of the things that we thought about doing is connecting a GPS device to each of the students and try to see how people run around the show floor. Maybe we'll do it for next year. The next university is, it's a combination of 2 universities, MIT and Bentley. That's also coming for the first time here. I think we have 2 representatives here?
Nope, just one. Just
one,
me.
okay.
So this is our first year at ISC. I'll give you a little background on our journey and how we got here. At Supercomputing 2006 stateside, we sent in a proposal that was a Cortex Central proposal. And this was back in the days when they didn't tell you the applications before you put your architecture proposal together. So we talked to Brent Gord on the phone, and it didn't look like it was going to be a great fit. We had discovered Cortex because they were in our backyard, but they had done a bicycle-powered demo in 05 with the MIT bicycle team. So we said, oh, this is going to be perfect for, but Brent, who was running the competition, knew what the applications were, and it wasn't going to be a good fit, so we didn't get picked up that year. So the year afterward, ISC'07, we did something even more ambitious. We sent in a GPU-centered proposal, and of course, it's a fairly new term then. The Kronos OpenCL working group had its first meeting in ISC'07, so we were really out on a limb there. Here again, application fit wasn't all that good. I think we came in last by a mile. We also had some plans on how we were going to gain a grading rubric, and that didn't work out too well for us either. What did work out, though, was Purdue had Cortex as a sponsor that year, and they had their cluster powered by the local bicycle team. So between ISC'07, which was the last MIT only year, and ISC'10, we had two good things happen to us. Steve, the team leader from Purdue, wrote a paper on how to put together a student cluster contest team, and we went to school on that. And also Massachusetts put together a Massachusetts Green High Performance Computing Consortium, of which 1/3 is the research portion, represented by the 5 largest universities in Boston and Cambridge and a few extra ones. So we've started partnering. It didn't look like this was going to be a sustainable approach for us for a single school. So we've started partnering with Northeastern and Boston University. There's a guy who was part of the HPCAC crowd from Boston University that was probably there when Pop was there. And he's helped out substantially on the stateside teams. And like I say, after slightly before ISC'13, we sent a proposal here, and this is our first ISC year, so looking forward to the competition.
Yeah, happy to have you here. And by the way, from our perspective, by coming here, you already won. So there is no losing team. So it's like everyone, I think every group win by coming here and enjoying and learning more and interacting with more and more people. The rest of the things is just kind of, other things, but by coming here, you already won. That's our view of things. We had a join from South Africa. Yeah, so I'll go back. Sorry. So coming back just to, as I said before, South Africa was first time they participated last year, and it was an amazing surprise that they won a challenge. So everyone win, and they also win by winning the challenge itself. Can you let us a little bit know about the team preparation in South Africa and how the competition here helps bring more HPC knowledge into the center in South Africa?
Well, first I apologize for going to the wrong hall file. It was worse for me than for you. It was lay down. So for us, the Student Class Competition is a human capital development program for us. So if any of you were here last year, notice that we've got a completely new team again. The idea is that we take students at undergraduate level, second and third years from universities around South Africa, with little to no exposure to high performance computing or even using Linux. And we teach them throughout about a year to get them prepared for this competition. So it starts off right now, next week in fact, with the first round, which is training them with building a little virtual cluster in the cloud. We just host on a private cloud that we have at our center, and we show them how to put together the basic services needed to build a cluster. So that's HDHD monitoring it, how to compile things, using Linux terminal, simple things like that. That's the level we start at, because that's literally they had no exposure at that point. That starts with about 80 students in teams of 4. From there, we choose 6 teams. Those go on to a local competition that we hold in December, at our Build African HPC conference. And there they compete with clusters with a monetary budget, not with a parliament. So they have $25,000 to spend, and we provide the sponsorship through partners, all equipment through sponsors we arrange. So Dell and HP and Cray last year provided a pass list which students could then use to build their $25,000 budget cluster. And then we give them a few benchmarks to run in a similar sort of fashion to where it's done here at ISC. And then from there we take the winning team and then 2 other deserving students from the other teams to form our ISC team. And then you see now this competition.
Thank you. Next university, UNIST from South Korea. I think this is also the first time that we have South Korea participating in this competition.
Hi, my name is Hong Tong Nam. I came here with the advisor from Gilad. The reason why we joined this competition is because we want to make some noise in Korean HPC society in Korea. I feel like computer science industry is not well balanced. So most of schools and research labs focusing on smartphone and storage devices like SSD, memory. Not many people are actually working on this HPC research. So we don't have research funding from government. So by joining this competition and making some good research, we want to make some noise in Korean society so that we can use some more funding. And even to organize my team, we had some hard time to make students be motivated. They are not really interested in scientific applications. But once they started working with us, they got fascinated with this competition. Some foreign competition like ISC'14 is quite popular in Korea, but they never knew this HPC student cluster challenge until last year. So last year, we got invitation email from ISC, and we joined the competition just to see what kind of competition this is. And after we participated last year's ISC, every student wanted to join this competition again. And so this year we joined ISC'14 and this ISC.
Thank you. Yeah, very happy to have you here as part of this competition. So the competition is going to start on Monday, and on Monday the majority of the work is going to be on running HPC challenge and impact and trying to get the highest number of flops. Then on Tuesday they're going to start with application testing. And application testing means is that they get several benchmarks or cases or databases for I remember it's 2 or 3 applications, and they need to run those benchmarks and try to achieve the best performance on the system that they build under limitation of power. To make it a little bit more interesting, they do know some of the application prior to the competition, so they can practice on them. But there are applications that are secret, and the teams will only know at the morning of that competition. And that's trying to see how the students did learn about running or understanding or building the system, because in real life there's always surprises, right? You cannot be ready for everything, so this is part of trying to make things kind of more exciting. Next university is University of Science and Technology of China. Yeah, if you can just tell us a little bit about the university is coming here.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Sung Tao Kam from the University of Science and Technology of China. Our team name is a little long. I'm very happy to be here. And this is the first time our university to join this competition. And I think this competition is very impressive. And in fact, we need to optimize 3 applications. And in fact, there are 3 professors in our university that are just using these 3 applications for their research. We got a lot of help from them, especially the theory behind the applications. I think this is a very good way to let us to know that why we need HPC, why we need high performance computing. And I think this presentation is very impressive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's going to cover Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday there's going to be a surprise. So last year Wednesday was the same kind of running applications and having a couple of applications that are known and one application that is unknown. For Wednesday there is an unknown task. Well, there is one known and there is one big unknown task. And that will be the first time that we're doing something new that the students haven't done before. We're going to change a little bit the rules of the game. I'm not going to tell you anything else. Just, make sure that you're ready mentally for something new. But on Wednesday we are going to introduce a little bit different tasks that also resemble some of the things that you might interact in day to day. So I'm personally, really waiting for to see how the students gonna work out a new task that they haven't been able to practice so far. Next university is EPCC from University of Edinburgh.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shugo from EPCC Edinburgh Computer Center. So EPCC is one of the European HPC centers based at the University of Edinburgh. We're working on many different areas in HPC. Like we provide the HPC facilities, including the latest very new national service in UK, Archer. We're working on many local and European HPC research projects. We have built a good relationship with the researchers and industry. And also one of the most important things that we're working at EPCC is to provide trainings. So we run this 1-year MSc in HPC and MSc in HPC Data Science at EPCC. So actually this year we have 4 students from the MSc class in HPC to join this competition. And the main reason we have the team here is that we want to provide students a very good opportunity to learn something, learn the best and most advantage technologies in the world, and also share their experience and their ideas with other teams. So I think the ISC student cluster competition is a very good opportunity for all the students. And that's why we have come here again for this year. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have teams that come from 4 continents, and we're missing one. So here I'm calling to Australia for next year. If they will be able to form a team and send, we're going to have a representative from every continent on the world. So I hope that we're going to see someone from Australia next year. University of Colorado and Doug, I think this is the 3rd time, right? It's University of Colorado started with us in the first competition, then participating since then, and Doug, a person that was involved and is involved also with other competitions around the world, did help us a lot with advices and other things throughout the 2 competitions and this one too. So I definitely want to thank you personally. And if you can talk a little bit about that team, that will be great.
Yeah, so like I said, my name is Doug Smith from the University of Colorado. We've competed in 3 ISCs. We've also competed in the SC competitions in North America. ISC presents an excellent opportunity for us to sort of get out of the States. We get a better perspective. We get to talk to and meet other students that have a drastically different perspective than us. We also echo a lot of the other motivations. We're trying to develop talent. The next generation, as Brent Gorder calls it, the next generation of supercomputing talent. So that's really our motivation. Our university has been excellent in supporting us financially and with equipment and space and everything. Our sponsors have been very good. Airbus. We'd like to thank Airbus. We'd like to thank Intel. I think everybody would like to thank their sponsors. We really think this is a privilege for our students to get exposure that they don't typically get in undergraduate curriculum at our university, at least. So this is a great opportunity for us.
Thank you, Doug. The competition is going to end on Wednesday. I think it's 6 p.m. Please correct me if I'm wrong. 6 p.m. They're going to be in the award ceremony in one of the major halls. All one. So I do invite you to come and join the award ceremony and then seeing the results of the team. As well, if you have time and you're on the show floor, please visit them and see how it works. Ask them a little bit what they do. I think the more attention you give them, it always helps them to do their or to learn more about what they do and get better interactions with more people. So University from Chemnitz, I think also for a second time. Yes.
Hello, my name is Oliver. I'm from Technische Universität Chemnitz, formerly known as Chemnitz University of Technology, but our marketing has changed the name, so we only have a German name. Yes, our history is a little bit longer for the student plus competition. We're taking part the second time. The first idea about participating was in 2011. Every year we have a lecture about parallel computers, and our professor, the head of our group, Professor Wolfgang Grimm, gave the idea to the students in the lectures and say, yes, if you like, you can take part. And unfortunately, we were a little bit too late because the lecture begins at October, November, and so the phase, the register for the student cluster competition was already finished. So yes, last year, in 2012, we succeeded in taking part here. We had a complete new approach. We had 16 accelerators, 8 K20 and 8 Xeon-Phi. But from our point of view, we were in the future regarding the applications, because at this time the applications were not ready for Intel Xeon-Phi, for example, and we discovered a lot of issues with the Intel Xeon-Phis regarding power consumption and so on, which were not known to Intel engineers at all. So yes, this was the problem, but we would like to have the system, and so we came here with 16 accelerators and power consumption above 3,000 watts, and it led not to a winning or a finalist. But this year we have another approach. We are using standard technology, K40s, 6 nodes. Last year we had only 4 nodes, widely equipped, fat nodes. The team or the system was called Coffee Table of Doom. Somebody Google it and you will find it. It was very funny. Of course, all the stuff here and being part of the student cluster competition would not be possible with all the vendors. First of all, our local company, Macware, of course, but many things go to Mellanox, NVIDIA, Intel, and so on, because we all have to think of the machines. The students are using multi $10,000 machines, and it would not be possible for such a small group like we are. We only 3 guys and the head of group, and that's where to get the money from if we had not the help of the vendors. From my point of view, it's very difficult at Chemnitz to get students for this competition, because the undergraduate level puts a high pressure on the students. We have maybe 1 lecture from our group about parallel computing, but not about HPC computing at all. So advanced technologies like GPU access or InfiniBand technology and so on is in later lectures, only at master degree. And so many students say, wow, yeah, it's very interesting and I would like to participate, but yes, it's a very high step to go over, and yes, maybe we will take part, but if it's possible for us, no, we cannot say. So yes, but beside that, I think it's a very good idea to have such a competition, and I thank you very much for providing all the stuff and the environment here to bring all the different teams together. And yes,
Thank you. So overall, I want to thank you for bringing the teams here. Definitely appreciate Alex's efforts. Bring a team from Brazil at distance. Like everyone is flying to Brazil. They were the only people flying out of Brazil this time.
Broke my heart.
But this is going to be back in time for the important games. So definitely want to thank you for your effort to come here. I know it's not that easy. Find the right partners, find the vendors, make sure that you get equipment, train the students, work with them throughout the year. It's a lot of effort. I hope that the smile that you see on the student face at the end of the day makes it and worth it, and that's definitely from us. Again, if you're on the show floor, please visit there in a big area. You can visit the teams there, ask them what they do. And then if you can participate in the award ceremony, that would be great. I think many people is going to be there. So again, thank you very much. I hope that you're going to enjoy and your team is going to enjoy the competition here, and hopefully we're going to see you also next year. Thank you.